Yeah, I can't. We can't do this without snacks. I got something. I got something.
Gotta have something around to eat.
I got we got the roasted cashews that we rocking with right now.
I just got grapes.
Yeah, well, you did just close your rings already. I dare not even say where I'm at.
I just got I got grapes. I don't have nothing bad. not right now. Not at the moment.
Not right now. Right now.
No.
My goodness, man. Let's see. We out here in these streets. We doing what we do, man. It's good to see you, brother. I'm glad I'm not 35,000 feet in the air right now, like I normally am.
Yeah, because you've been traveling, man.
Man, listen.
I mean,
I figured every month this year so far I've been to Vegas. Every month, and going back again next week.
I see. Like I'm like I need to get involved because I'm missing out on everything.
I'm not sure why you're not even coming to NAB. You need to be there. You need to be at the NAB.
I mean, I figured that, but
yeah.
I got to get my game up, so I can be like y'all.
I'm just pretending out here, literally. And about an hour ago, I had to cop me a new Wander bag.
Oh, so did you go with the sling?
No, I didn't.
Because you already had the backpack.
But so this is what had happened was.
What had happened? Go ahead.
What had happened was, so I'm looking at it, the 41 liter Provoke in black, because they only did the 41 in black. But it's a little big. It is, especially when you have to put it under the seat in front of you on an airplane. I don't like really having my stuff get dirty like that. So I went with the 31 liter. I was going to go 21, but then your story about the sling, and instead of 6 and you went 9, by going too small, you could hurt yourself. So I went with the 31, but I did it in my blue.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's good.
I got my blue. I'll show it to you. Even though you know what it is, I'm gonna show it to you.
You still gonna get the sling though? Why? I'm gonna tell you why. I have not taken my orange backpack off the wall, and I know the scenarios of when I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But the format, no, you may not get a sling. I think the reason why you probably did that is because you're used to the flow of the backpack. Me, I don't like to put stuff on my back, especially in the summertime. I don't like to have anything. I don't care how breathable it is. I just don't like the weight and the sweat that can build up. So that's my reason for the sling.
Okay.
And the sling is crossbody, and then I take the camera bodies to go along with the crossbody bag that I have. So I'm stripped down enough that I can do everything. Like I'm gonna have an 85 and a 24 or 50 and a 24, a body, car keys, iPad, Edelchrome stand, all of that in a 9mm, everything in a 9mm. If I want to get a little sexier and a little more compact, then I know I can only put on my 24, 35, 50, 85 only, and just carry a stand and an iPad. But the other thing, I'm throwing everything in that 9mm. I can go to an event with that 9-liter bag.
See, I was wondering if that was a slip of the tongue. You keep saying 9mm. What you?
Yeah, I did say 9mm. No, 9-liter. I'm sorry. Yeah, the 9-liter.
Slip of the tongue. Yeah, the Freudian tongue. He said he won't keep that 9mm with him at all time.
I apologize.
I heard that and I was like, uh-oh. All right, so here's the reason why I did not go with the sling out the gate. Because I carry my laptop a lot, and I'm not too sure. I have not seen anyone do this whole setup right here with the external connection.
You hit it right on the money. That's your why.
Yeah,
I get it now.
Right, that was the reason right there. And listen, I'm walking around these shows and the events. Hey, Richard said he's gonna be there, so look, let's make sure we connect, man. I'm not sure about having my laptop external like that. So, This man kept saying 9mm. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Do I play with yellow snow? Nah, no yellow snow. The only if it's got. I don't play with blue snow neither, because that's antifreeze.
Yeah, we got hecklers in the room. Come on, Dan.
I only mess with snow cones. That's it.
You know.
It's only
Well,
that's
unless
the
you go
only
to
thing
Hawaii. Now you've been to Hawaii and you've had their shaved ice. My goodness.
It's the bomb.
You haven't been to Hawaii and had their shaved ice?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God! What Tina? I'm gonna stop talking to you. Let me talk to my sis. Because
Hawaii
traveling,
for y'all ballers. Hawaii costs too much money. Hawaii good for y'all ballers. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to be in the middle of the ocean spending all that money. Y'all got that, bro. I'm like, man, I wanted to go to Hawaii, but I'm like, that's a bucket list. That's a bucket list.
Yeah, it's a dope trip. Yeah, we are kind of living bougie. We gonna come right to your neck of the woods for the weekend and then jet out. We gonna come hang out with you, hang out with Alicia Keys, and then we rolling out. God.
Y'all in and out.
Is it?
I ain't mad at you.
That's what we doing. I just follow my wife. She makes the plans. I just pay for it.
I like it because I'm praying my wife job that it's very likely that we may have to be hitting different spaces, and I'm like I'm gonna be the third wheel, Man, jumping in. When we heard co-workers and me, I'm gonna be the third wheel and be like, I'll be in this hotel room and at the bar till you come back.
But you be sitting there with your camera, right? You getting content, making sure that you stay creative and getting that content. Shirley P is in the building. How are you, my friend? She said, y'all talking Hawaii. Come on now. She know.
Sis, what's going on? Hey, bro, guess what? So I am not going to Fuji Live. I'm not going to Fuji.
Wait, let me stop all the music. What?
I quit. Nope. I done had 2 epiphanies on. Don't do it. I went in Sammy's Philly store. Sammy's a unique photo guy as well. I went to Unique Photo in Philly, walked in there, and I was like, yo, I know this is a long shot, but dude, he said, don't even do it. I was like, wait a minute. And then my guy who could pull me one, because a couple people didn't pick up their order.
Yeah.
And they're back orders. So
he like, we were talking about that.
In the window, they ain't put no money on it. There's a window. And I was about to snatch one of them up, and I was like, dude was like, nope. So if anything, I'll do an A7CR.
Yes.
And just put small lens on there, because the enlightening thing was the APS-C part. Now I do APS-C with my video projects, but I don't want to flip flop with the pictures. I was just like, one dude explained to me, he was like, you literally can take your ZVE10 off the mount, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that viewfinder is so small in that Fuji, right? I still think it's sexy. I'm not going to say never, but I'm not hunting for it now. So if they just got a new shipment in, they were like, oh, they got a whole shipment in, you can grab one right now. I might be like, nah, I'm all right.
Man, you got some better willpower than me. Good Lord.
Because I'm not, you know what it is? I realize I'm not going to use it. Because for me, the way I do pictures, right? So here's what I would argue on an A7CR. You got more megapixels, right? And if you take it as a travel camera, just add a little bit more of a size. If you go Sony with a compact, you can always do everything that's in camera. So the great thing about that Fuji is the stuff that's inside of it and all. But here's the thing. I can still make the pictures look pretty much 90% the same as the Fuji. Plus, you have way more grace with the obstacles. And it's going to fit whatever bag you put that Fuji in. You can put that A7CR in the same bag. That's my argument right now.
That's what you're telling yourself. That's how you.
I mean, you know what it is? I like to tell myself the true argument and then still go against my own argument. But I'm not afraid to have the argument, right? The other thing is you're staying within your family and you get the flexibility, because if you listen to a lot of people with the Sony argument, they're like, oh, the Fuji's way more compact. Well, that's why Sony made that camera there, because it's compact. The autofocus on that is better than my A7R5 in a sense, right? It's got one extra thing that the 5 doesn't have. The viewfinder on that definitely is small, but a camera that compact, you're not really putting it up to your eye.
True.
You're just flipping the screen out and popping, right? The fact that it's got everything that an A7R5 has in the same compact, and then you have the interchangeable lens. Just think if you go out of town and you say, hey, Today, me and Jen are going out, and you're like, I just need to have my suit on. I'm looking dope, and I need something small. And you're like, that's why I need a Fuji. That's what I'm saying. That's what I would say.
For the aesthetic, because we talked about the fashion side. Yeah.
You put the 24 in there, you get the small rig leather hookup, different options they have for it. And you got a small package, but you still have all of the power flexibility that you have with your big boy camera, right? Then if the next day you going way out somewhere, now that 70 to 200 that you got in the Nana case or the Pelican, you take that with you, and you still got your A7 R5, your A7 IV, your A7 III. You still got your big full body camera in that.
True.
You still have it. So literally, it's almost the same camera as my professional camera, and you just taking that size and getting it. Now, if the Fuji will make your attitude different, cool, but it's an APS-C. Got what I'm saying? It's cute.
You definitely. It's cute.
It's cute. It's real cute. I mean, look, if you don't have one at all, like I would tell somebody, if you're not really trying to get deep into it, that's going to knock out everything you need. You can put the look on there, right out of the camera. The JPEGs will be fine. It's a great camera. I checked it out. I held it in my hand, and my guy at the store that really could have took the sale, because I was like, I got the money. He could have took the sale, and he's like, he's looking at me like
he knew better. He knew you were gonna be back in like 3 days with try to return the body and get okay.
The video shoot I got to do next week, right? I got to do a documentary like shoot thing.
Ooh,
I'm only doing a 2-camera setup. I'm doing a 2-camera setup. However, if something comes up and I need a third camera or I need an optional camera, I got that. It's there already. That's my walk around camera. I can, do whatever with it. Throw it on the gimbal, blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm not saying not, but I would be the one that would get the Fuji and not really shoot with it as much, because I'm going to always feel like, oh, if I had my 85 on here, when we went to the winery. So I can go out and hang that around my neck and look, like sexy, chill, bougie the look of it, put a wrap on there if I want. But I can always have a nice, leather sling with an 85 in there. You see what I'm saying? Now with the Fuji, you don't have no options. You're done. You're done, period. That's it. Whatever you don't move in and get or go, you're done. So if you go way up on the top tower and you like, oh, that view is great. Oh, tighten it up. You can't tighten it up.
In Lightroom, right? Some folks see that as a pro, or some folks see that as a con, right? You stuck in the confines of that. What was it? The 24 millimeter. But I hear you on that. I hear you on David Harvey's in the building. What it do, brother? What it do, man? That's a good man right there too. That's a good man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk nobody out of it, because I'm like, I got talked out of it, and it was just like, if you just want to blow the money, just blow it. Like, not blow it. I mean, shoot, Doc got probably like 5 Fujis. You know what I'm saying? But
he got them all.
Again, if you're not like a Doc, you're not like June, you're not like different people, and in me, I'm just getting more responsible now, rather than chasing everything that comes out. Like now, I wouldn't get an FX3, I'll get an FX30.
Yes. Because
I done got paid for about 4 projects that I use my A6600 with a Ninja on top. And I'm digging in like, oh, the A7R is better because you got raw out and this, that, and third. And when you put that in the Ninja with a 500 gigabyte or 1 terabyte joint, you gonna record about 20 minutes.
That's all you can get.
So now you going ProRes, you doing this, and then with the project, the people ain't really all that deep on color grading. You like, we not doing all that S-Log, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they just want it for Instagram and social media. You trying to blow it up to 8x10.
I'm like, nah. I was about to hit you up and be like, yo, you trying to off that FX3? Because, FX30. Because I'm like,
I got rid of my...
Oh, you got rid of the FX30?
I got rid of, I forgot who I sold it to. I got rid of the FX30. I got rid of the ZVE1. I didn't tell you what I'm rocking right now?
No, what you rocking now?
What's up with you, senior? Appreciate you for being here, sir. We
but
going
the 67.
No. This the old school. This ZVE10, man.
Boom.
Yes,
right?
it is. Yes, it is. This is APS-C.
I ain't even noticed.
10 with the 20 millimeter. And the reason that you can't notice, and this is what you and I talk about a lot, folks, we just know how to work with the camera. We know how to use the tools. We know about the exposure triangle. We got the lighting right. I can make it look like something else.
Because all the camera do is sit there. It's an eye.
It don't go anywhere.
That you put the right glasses on it and she good.
It doesn't go anywhere. Not even 99% of the time. 100% of the time, it sits right there. Next week when I go to Vegas, I'm taking my DJI Osmo and I'm taking this camcorder that I bought because I'm gonna be shooting exclusively videos. I got the Sony 4K camcorder and the DJI Osmo 3. That's it.
And the way you finish your stuff, I'm not going to be able to look and see right off the bat. Oh, the part when the camera was pointing over there was DJI, and the part where it's pointing over there was so and so. Like, you know the power in that expensive camera, right? But the consequence is your finished product is not going to be like, oh, I missed the FX30 or I missed so and so. And that's what I learned about when like I said, I was in the store and we were having the conversations and a couple other people walked in. We were talking and we were just talking about how much we talk about Lightroom, Photoshop, and everything else, and why RAW is so important. And so another lady was in the store, and when she mentioned about the Fuji, it was like, look, if you just kind of like run and gun shooter, pull the camera out real quick, that might be the thing for you because of all that Fuji film look is crazy. Yeah. But I'm like, I've been mimicking something like that in my shots. You know,
and you can fake that. I mean, I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but you can create that, right? With a lookup tape, with a LUT, or with a filter and all that. You can make that Fuji look. You don't have to pixel peep yourself and get in your own way and have a Fuji film that actually has that. Again, most of the folks, the clients, the folks that are looking at it, they're looking at it, you know, 1 by 1 square on Instagram, on their phone, and they don't care.
Right.
They don't care.
Right. Yeah, David, shout out to the Ecamm community. I miss y'all. I gotta dip in there real quick. So many people come in and change, and it's, man, we try to hook up a church this Easter weekend. Everybody's trying to get online. It's like, why, y'all? Like, it's a clusterfunk. Everybody trying to show he died. Like, every stream, it's like, it's boring. People ain't even looking at it. They eating the Easter eggs. But this one church, my cousin had to call me up. He was like, yo, cuz, this church, I called you up because this church, they got Ecamm. I don't know nothing about Ecamm. I was on a phone call for like an hour with these jokers. Like, they was like, oh, you know that Ecamm stuff? I was like, good Lord.
Good Lord. You know, help us make these overlays, Pastor. Help us make these overlays.
I was about to have him hit you up and be like, yo, he gonna send you an invoice though.
I'm gonna send it to you quick too, because I got the invoices ready. Man, I gave you the resurrection discount, but they're gonna be an invoice. That's how I gotta pay for these wandered bags that I keep buying.
To all you e-cameras out there, trust me, not only for your own studio, but it's big business outside of your studio. Just be like, I am an Ecamm consultant. You don't need a whole long piece of training. Some of these people, they like, oh, I can connect my phone to it too. I was like, yeah, Reverend, you can put your phone on it too. Woo! I mean, they got hype. Then they was like, oh, how many cameras can we have? I was like, many as you want to plug in right now. They was like, dude, oh. Somebody else, they was getting hype. They was like, oh, I can bring in the sound source from the mixing board. I was like, that would be ideal. Just take the house mix, throw it right into the computer. It's already, the dude already mixed the house. Take that and run it right into Ecamm, and your output's gonna be the bomb. They like, man, and they had Ecamm for like a year and a half, and never used it. Wasn't even using it.
My goodness, letting it collect us. Now, the question, the conversation that you just had right now, I'm gonna get in your business a little bit.
Go for it.
Do you have that type of conversation? Because with the red flags, because y'all be getting into it, and set the if you want to set the table for folks who may not know, because y'all come in and y'all really be laying some groundwork about the ministry of music, and how and honestly how important it is to have that in alignment with the ministry of the word. And you almost
So
wonder how many more people come, honestly, for the ministry, the music ministry. A lot of times at church, we going to church, y'all. So y'all.
no, it's fine because
sit there.
we ain't gotta go all the way in, but we can go. We can go far enough.
Yeah.
What's crazy?
Do you have that type of conversation on the stream that you do with the red flag?
Yeah. So our approach with that is, these guys came to me and they were pretty much like, "Hey, we want to do a musicians podcast," and I'm like, "All right, that sounds good. Let's do the musicians podcast." And I said, "But here's the thing." I said, "I want in." Right, because I want to be shout out to my wife. Her company's called Faces and Voices of Reason. So I'm like, I want in because I want to add a voice of reason to a regular, normal, predictable musician conversation that's either like one-sided, like, oh, churches don't appreciate musicians, they don't get paid enough, or musicians suck and they think they better than the pastor and all of that. And then some of these people, they're still people that play in the secular world, and then we have all the doctrinal stuff that's a piece of it too. Then you have, what exactly do you want? So we're talking, it's local, it's kind of like local, but the stretch of the musicians that I have at the table with me, they reach further than local. And so now with the internet, it's starting to build and grow where people are like, they'll watch enough until you hit that trigger point, and then they go, "Oh, I'm here now. Say it." Like, go for it. And I'm going to address that stuff where it's like, are you there for the gig or are you there for the fellowship? And, because if you're there for the gig, got it, just say that. And if you're there for the fellowship, then you actually have the conscious conversation. You have the focus. You have the convos. You have the music industry stuff. You have the structure of, James and Jen, Keith and Tina. We have a family here. And, I'm not trying to get my new camera off of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got access and other things. And then you get back to that creative space. So we're pushing the envelope on, let's have the real conversation. Are we hiring people that really don't know? It's like this right here. In the pandemic, everybody's like, the only way we communicate is online. So if you go live and you realize that everybody's looking at the other guy because his scene looks better, then you got other people that'll say, "Well, what are you using?" And you'll say, "You need to get 3-point lighting. You need to get a nice mic. You need to get this." They get all of that. They get the eCam, but they still ain't got nothing to say. But yet they want you to go into their, buy me a coffee, this, that, and the third. And it's like, what kind of value are you actually adding? So we really get into conversations like that where it's like, there's a difference between your tenure in something and your actual talent. And so your tenure could be like people that'll brag and say, "Oh, I've been doing photography for 50 years. It's like, yeah, but we don't see your talent in it, right? You just got hired, you did it, and you done. They like, "Thank you. Here's the pictures from the wedding. That's it." But are you a creative? Right? Because the creative ain't really got time to do weddings all the time. You know what I'm saying? And the creative don't have time to do the weddings, and the wedding photographer don't have time to do the creative stuff all the time, because you can do both. A lot of people do both, but you're kind of a little bit better at just shooting pictures and uploading them and get your money, or you're going to say, "Here's my price, and whatever I do, it's going to be fire, and it's going to be well worth your money." Boom.
So what's the reason for doing red flags, or what's the reason for doing what you do? Why do you feel that there's a need to do that? And I'm bringing this plane around right now.
No, this is good because I have the gift and the talent to do it. That's right off the bat. It's this saying that do what you love, the money will follow. So I think sometimes we structure so much more than we do. And then sometimes we do without structure, and both of those are bad. So you have to find a balance. So for me, because I already have the know how to get it done, I'm in the season now of do it. And to do it is, I always believe that conversation changes everything. Remember, I told you my bag, if we were biblical, John chapter 3, John chapter 4, you kind of get around that woman at the well, Nicodemus, whatever. That whole thing about anybody that's a little religious or churchy, it's all about the conversation. right? The conversation is the life-changing piece of everything. And then it's life-changing, meaning that it's conversation for change. And so it has to be attractive, because if it's not attractive, people do. My other law of principle is people hear about what they see. And then there's that area of everybody's doing it. So how can I do it that much more effective? I am a little competitive. So everybody's got a podcast. So how do you do a podcast that's more impactful than the other?
Yeah.
Everybody is live. How can your live be a little bit more impactful than others? And when you believe it, you can just stay in it and keep going. And long as you're happy in it and it's affecting the one or two, it's always going to multiply into more.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, you brought it around. So
but
now,
you can narrow it for me, like
no.
So
you did it right. So folks, okay. Y'all now understand explicitly why this is called Conscious Conversations. As we had it, and what you just said just now, I'm gonna sum it up, and I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. You do what you do on that other stream with those other individuals, with those artists and those musicians, because you care.
Oh,
can I say that?
I do.
You care.
No, I do. That's facts. That's the part I didn't say, but you're absolutely right.
And I bring that, and I say that word specifically because I hit you with a phrase that I, of all places, picked up in Vegas. The biggest sin is the failure to bother to care. And that's what I wanted to talk. Good. That's gonna be the lesson for today. We gonna open up. The biggest sin is the failure to bother to care.
Ooh. Well, I'll just say one address.
Come on now.
And we don't even have to unpack it. John 3:16. Right? There's care in that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
God loved, so he gave. Boom. There's a care. Right? If I push it further, the problem is the consequence is following verse 16, right? So people be like, oh, it's unconditional love. I'm like, from a seminarian type of thought pattern, it's not unconditional. There is a condition, right? That's kind of like saying, hey, I'ma leave my cameras to you in my will, but you got to use it to create or use it for, charity or something or blah, blah, blah. That's conditional. It seems like unconditional love, and the love is unconditional, but the what's attached to it is conditional. Because if you don't do it this way, or like when a parent leaves a fortune to the kids and they like, you don't get it until you finish school. Well, that's conditional.
Right.
Now, you may not see it as conditional. Oh, my grandma loved me so much, she paid for my college. It's like, each paid for your college.
And you got to get there first.
Yeah, you get $500,000 after you graduate. So if you don't graduate, you don't get the $500,000. The school gets it. So it is conditional. So the care part, a lot of care packages, if we will, they do have conditions and consequences. Tough cookie to swallow.
How empty or how much of a hole would we have? And this goes back to what we have conversations about a lot. And folks, you saw it with the comment. Come on, chime in. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to chime.
Yeah,
how not empty, but how would that hole feel if you didn't care and if you didn't do the thing, if you weren't going out there teaching? We're not doing the master classes and we're not doing the workshops and the webinars, but we are disseminating information. And we'd be remiss. I would feel remiss if we didn't do that. I would feel less than whole if we didn't have this session right here, these conscious conversations talking about things that really matter. Look, I love Club Shay Shay too.
Right.
I love Shannon Sharp. I love to laugh and be entertained and be talking about whatever as well. But there's a certain point in time where you really got to raise that level of conversation, and you really got to give back to whomever you can. You kind of got to feed into it.
Right.
Not saying that we're shepherds, not saying that we're necessarily guardians or whatever, but if we take the time to learn something, if we take the time to be astute on something, the technology, we're all content creators. If we take the time to learn how to do this eCam thing, we take the time to learn the exposure triangle, how am I going to keep that to myself?
Yeah, because so think of it this way. There's the person that's going to, a person that's going to teach somebody how to play basketball, they're the ones that's up at night annoying the neighbors shooting the ball. That's the teacher. The one that doesn't practice ain't really going to teach everybody because they're not like into it and gaining the how to of the why, right? Or the what it is. So you have to be in it more to be able to explain it. So that's why a teacher, if you just want to be a school teacher, you can't just say I'm good at math and I'm gonna be a teacher. You gotta go and learn even how to tell a child, how to tell different behavioral children 1 + 1 is 2. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just know it. You got to know how to implement that and bring it. So this is why, you know, the word we don't really care too much for, but this is why influencers got so popular, because influencers weren't doctorate degree people. They weren't experts. And remember, influencers frustrate people that have tenureship. The tenureship people is like, yo, I'm 40, 50 years old. Again, I've been doing this for 30 years. I go way back with IBM and before. I had an Apple IIc. And it's like, we wasting all that time yapping on how far back we go, but we realize it's like, that's cool. But this person right here, the product you trying to show everybody now, they know how to do it better than you. And they just picked it up. So it's like, so the passion, right? The passion in that person that has the tenureship, they're going to learn new talent with their tenure. Rather than get frustrated at the talent, they're going to take their tenure and they're going to accept that this new talent is necessary. And they'll take their tenureship, which is wisdom, expertise, learn a new talent, and you'll always be relevant.
We can only hope so. We can only hope that they're not selfish enough and stubborn enough. See, I'm coming with these curveballs. As long as they're not stuck in their own way and hesitant to learn, hesitant to hear a new idea. Can we teach the old dog a new trick? Right? Can I teach you how to build a website in WordPress instead of using HTML and using Dreamweaver? Can I teach you how to do a live stream in Ecamm instead of doing old school OBS? Whatever the case may be, you know, can I teach you how to shoot a digital camera instead of an old 35mm Pentax in the black and white dark room? Those were some good days though, in the dark room shooting black and white though.
Well, I'll answer. Who asked the question? The honest accomplice. So, no, I'm not an old school dark room still print black and white photographer. I'll be honest. I'm not. So my background is in music. So reel-to-reel tape, 8-track, you know, records and all of that stuff, like big recorders back in the day, like manual before digital and stuff, but not with photography. So photography, all that time in the early days, I used to pick up my dad's Olympus camera. I used to rock his Olympus camera and a couple of others and, you know, the film, take it in, get it developed. But I didn't have a dark room and do development myself. Just before I was about to try to get into that, I kind of like got turned off from pictures. I was just on them snapshots and, you know, the 110, whatever, Kodak 110 size or whatever, and 35 mils and all. But I wasn't the manual person back in the day. No. Yo. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, you ain't give me the memo. Like, yo, I gotta go. I gotta step past, flip this steak over on the grill or something. I was like, all you gotta do is tell me, give me the sidebar. Like, yeah.
I was letting you finish your sentence, but I was
I finished it. I was like, nah, I ain't do that.
There you go. Yes, yeah, I was back in the old day. Like I said, I was shooting Pentax. I was shooting black and white film back in the old yearbook days when I was the co-editor of the yearbook. Man, that's a long time ago. And we don't have to talk about 80 something like that, but there you go. But you see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, I like what you said, because so my aunt passed away, right? She beat cancer 3 times.
Wow.
And you know, we knew it could be at that unexpected time. And she lived pretty well. But she passed away. But I'll say this publicly, it's not that deep. With COVID and, you know, distancing and the church not being open, some people, family members, oh, we ready to get back in the building. You know, everybody kind of got dispersed. So in that, and love, there was this like how one of my cousins said this, and kind of defining, and I'm gonna keep most of it private. I'm gonna keep it private, but I'm gonna make the point. How Lauryn Hill said miscommunication, you know, leads to confusion, right? And it's just not healthy. So in that, my position is everything I've done or not done is because I care. Also meaning knowing when to back away and back off of something, because the actual care, you still have to perform, right? So me being clergy, I'm doing the eulogy, right? But it's like you have to block out all of the tension. Even if everything is forgiven and we're cool, it's still, you still have to operate in that moment. So
Right.
so caring also is not just a feeling, but it's actually a function, right? A lot of people feel a certain way, but you have to be accountable for your functionality, even in how you feel. So I like the way you brought up care, and I'm probably going to put this up in the sermon some kind of way
There you go.
about the I'm listen. I mean, it's a going home service, so it's a eulogy. So I'll give you credit, but maybe not fully. I'll do it when I'm in front of a church audience on a Sunday. But yeah, but it'll be in my conscience. So thank you for that, brother. It's like,
Don't worry. Appreciate
but
it.
you know, on the real, it's for you to put it like that, phrase it. That really helped me, because it's like the doing it because you care, and I think that gets lost in the secular sense, right?
Yeah.
Christian sense or church sense or whatever your faith is, people, in all due respect to whatever your beliefs are, in a religious sense, care is one thing that has a higher, you know, like understanding to it. But it's almost like secular stuff, secular not meaning sinful, but secular stuff like entertainment, media world, the care part almost gets lost. And it gets to be so competitive, it gets to be so overwhelming that it's like, do you do it because you care? So me, I got involved with eCam because I care, because I was like, yo, I'm gonna help y'all. I don't want just people just saying, oh, you look good. I'm like, I'm gonna help you on how to look good.
Yeah, you would go online at 11 o'clock p.m. your time and be online for 3 hours showing.
Bro, how the cord ran around the room, and how, you know, get the one camera to show the other camera how to set it and all. That's because I care. So look at Ken and Glenn. I don't think they're just driven by their talent. I think they do stuff because they care.
That's what I think has made so many people gravitate. Because I've made the statement. I think you've made the statement before too. What drew me to eCam was the community. It wasn't even the platformer. It wasn't even the functionality at first. It was the world was shut down. We were stopped. We couldn't go anywhere anyway. I was looking for a tool. I was using whatever the others are. I don't have to name all the others as well, but they didn't have that dialogue. They didn't have folks chiming in and saying, hey, I'm trying to do this isn't working, and folks chiming in the comments saying, well, try this, or come get on a Zoom call with me and I'll help you work through it, or you know, that kind of thing. I saw that in this community and said, man, I got to go hang out with these folks. I got to get down with this, and because it actually showed that they cared that you were successful. I didn't see any crabs in the barrel saying, I know this, you see me, you see how dope I am, don't worry about this, you go figure it out yourself. No, it was, you know, let's all try to come up together. We can't do anything anyway, because again, it was during the time that the world had stopped. And that's what drew me to the platform. It was the community, and then I learned how to use the platform, and then became knowledgeable of it. So I'm also trying to give back as well, and trying to give back by doing these different types of sessions, by having co-hosts like KP over there. Y'all see him over there with his yellow glasses. I mean, see, this is family right here. This is what we do.
Yo, I wore these yellow glasses bowling, and a lady came up to me and she said, can I ask you a question? And I was like, yeah, you know, I bowled with her before. Like, we bowled against her. I didn't know her that well. And she was like, so I didn't know where this was going. She said, are you a believer? And I was like, yeah, you know, I was trying to figure it out. Then she was like, then I laughed. She said, can I tell you your glasses? She said, do you know? I said, Tim Ross. I knew exactly who she was talking about. The dude, if you type up Tim Ross, you don't have to do it now. You can do it on your phone. On YouTube, you're going to see yellow glasses and a black dude with yellow glasses beard. And I have my other yellow glasses on, so they're more pronounced yellow. But it was like, now I know why people was looking at me like it was in different places I've been to when I put the yellow glasses on. Tim Ross is literally like known with the yellow glasses. So I've had yellow glasses for a good minute, but anybody that that just now discovers Tim Ross, they'll be like, you look like the dude Tim. I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. So yeah, Tim Ross.
That's all
I don't
right.
listen to him. I don't listen to him, but
You better than him. That's all right. You better than him.
I don't listen to him, but I'm just picking. I'm picking.
You're doing your own thing. You're doing your own thing. But yeah, that's that hit me. And again, of all places in Las Vegas at a conference. This was even before the scotch was flowing. So but I hit you. Let me even see. I hit you up like late in the night and said, man, this is on my spirit that we got to find a way to talk about this. I don't know. I hit you up in the middle of the night with that one. The biggest sin is the failure to bother to care. And a lot of times I'll say I don't like people. Again, I am less socially of a extrovert than I used to be.
Wow.
I'm the Morgan Freeman dude, right? I'm the kids get off my lawn guy. That's me, right? I'm the turn the music down. I stood in front of speakers myself over 10 years, so I'm kind of just, where you going this weekend? I'm just gonna kick it at the house, unless my wife says we got to go somewhere, right? Right. Too much is happening. So, but I say that. But getting still online on these internet streets 4 days a week, talking to winners over there, doing what we do. I got is he still in here? I got Mr. Chris Stone coming on this week. He gonna be part of Code and Commentary. We gonna get into something. I don't know what we gonna get into, but he gonna bring the word as well. Fellow Michigan fan, so we gonna get into something.
It's almost like dying empty, right?
My
selfie that I post, well, actually it was like a portrait shot. I was testing out tethering in the garage for headshots, and I put a picture up of Tina. I just like grabbed her off her desk. She like, I ain't got no makeup in there. I was like, just sit in front of the camera, and I lied to her. I was like, I ain't gonna do nothing with this. I'm just testing it. And then I felt good about the edit, so I posted her picture, and then I did my own, right?
Yes.
No hat, just bald head, didn't even shave nothing, and glasses on. I ain't care about the lights. I was just testing it, and I threw it up black and white. But it's amazing because I was telling my family members the other day, I was like, I have this issue where people are like, oh, he ain't preaching no more, he doing photography, so he ain't. And I'm like, if you ain't asked me, you don't know. Like, don't get it mistaken. The stuff that I'm good at, that's not necessarily what my gift actually is. I'm talented in doing it, right? But that don't mean that that's my gift, right? So I said this on another podcast. We confuse our gifts and our talents if you really start to dig into the word of the words, because people see you good at something and say, oh, they're gifted in it. It's like, not really. You're talented in it, right? Because you can learn a talent, right? True. But a gift is something that's given. A talent can be gained, it can be studied, it can be fun. And when you achieve it, how can you call it a gift if you had to do all that stuff that I can actually quantify, like, and I can look at it and say, well, you took this training class, you took that training class. This person taught you how to do this, that person taught you how to do that, and you call it a gift? No, that's you got skilled in that. You're skilled now and you're talented in it. You got what I'm saying? Or, when they say America's Got Talent, there's a little bit of training in that goes in. The gift part is something that the other talents ain't got. The other talents can't achieve. So
that's why you called gifted and talented, man.
Yeah. So if you take all of them America's Got Talent and really look at it, you'll be able to point out that right there is just a gift. That ain't just no talent, because 14 other people can do it. It's a good talent. But if it's so unique, that's a gift. Like, where's the other Stevie Wonders at?